I don't think you guys can hear the audio, but alright, 5 more seconds. See what's my new shop, bro. This might be my first upload, honestly. Let's see what it'd be. This sucks, man. All this is dog shit, bro. Alright. But yeah, I'm just really gonna talk about random shit, bro. Like, I'm just gonna make this my, I guess, my diary. But honestly, I actually like. I really like playing games. My career to just to be able to play games and shit like that, and just get paid for it, honestly, because it seems like a cool thing. I've always been into games since I was born. Not since I was born, but since I was a kid, basically. I really liked it a lot, and how would I say this? Like now I have like a 9 to 5. Right now I would say I wouldn't say I am, but right now I'm a plumber. So let me just lower down this volume because right now I'm a plumber. So I'm a plumber apprentice. I've been doing it since May of last year. Oh shit, you guys see my game? Hope it's not a big problem. Probably won't. But yeah, what's it called? I just don't have to work at 9 to 5. I have to wake up at 6, which kind of low-key sucks, bro, because I never really had a dream of I want this to be my dream job. Like, I just kind of just wanted to live my life to the fullest, and I'm on social media, I'm like, damn, everyone has these things. I'm like, all these things are nice, but honestly, what I want is just kind of just freedom. I feel like if money wasn't a problem or anything like that, I'd be just down to explore the world or just play games or just be on my own, without having to wake up and having to go to work in order to be able to provide myself, man. Meaning, and I have nothing against my job. I honestly enjoy it. Time passes by, but I have this problem with my fucking knee. I had surgery in my right knee before. It happened 2 years ago, around December. How would I say? Yeah, December of 2022. It's almost been 2 years. I want to believe so. Yeah. Damn. What song is this? But okay, sorry about that, guys. But I have nothing against my job as being a plumber, all that stuff. But like I said earlier, I had some shit wrong with my fucking right knee. I had surgery for that, but now it's all good. I don't have a single problem with it at all. That's the thing. So, my left knee also had problems beforehand because originally when I was in 8th grade going to freshman, it's been 5-6 years, I want to believe. I was with my friend running his longboard. I was behind this one I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Midas. I think that's what it's called. Midas kind of the Fortnite skin. That's kind of funny for me to think about that. I don't play Fortnite anymore. Which kind of sucks. But because due to the ping, I never really played Fortnite. But back to my story. I was running his longboard, and I was I was chunky back then. I was a little chunky kid. So I kind of just was just riding his shit or trying to learn it. Because he already knew how to ride it. And I was like, fuck it. I want to learn to ride it. Because I always been riding my bike. But when I was riding it, I was scared. I'm like, oh, no. I don't want to fucking, hurt myself and shit. So the moment I had confidence to get on it, bro, I swear I fell. It was 3 inches. Barely anything. It was probably this much of a fall. Probably 2 inches, honestly. Because I don't think a longboard's even that high. But I was on it. And then all of a sudden I fell. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, yo, my knee, man, my knee this, my knee that. I'm like, and my friend thought I was joking around. He's like, hey, Brian, just walk. He said, walk it off. Walk it off. I still make fun of him for it to this day. He's like, Brian, just walk it off. And then he didn't know how to wear a whole, what's it called? Casket. I don't know if it's casket or bracket. I had to wear some shit around my boot. Oh my bad. I had to wear some shit around my leg. So that's happened to my knee initially. And he thought I was just fucking playing around like being a pussy. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not being a pussy or anything like that, bro. But that happened. I got better within a week, so it wasn't that bad. It wasn't anything major. The second time I was playing volleyball, and it was kind of weird how I fucking did this shit. Like, I think my knees are just weak or shit, like weak or something, man. Cause like, how would I say this? Like, everyone in my family, like, they had like some sort of injury, like, which is like, I think it's just in our bones. Like, we're not able to handle it or some shit like that. So I remember one time, I think the second time was like when I was serving or some shit. I was like serving in volleyball. I was with my brother's friends and all that stuff. And then when I was gonna serve it, like I served, I hit it. I fell down. Like, oh, what the fuck? What happened to my knee? And it was like some pain on it. And I'm like, all right, this ain't normal, man. So ever since that time, like my knee was like kind of injured for like I want to say like a couple of weeks. I don't remember honestly how long it was like injured for, but that happened, and then afterwards, I got like, I was healing and all that stuff, and I think the next time happened in my junior year. I was kind of like slap boxing a kid. Well, we weren't even taking anything serious. We were just kind of like playing around and stuff like that. And then nothing happened when we were slap boxing until the teacher or like the assistant teacher called me. Was like, "Hey, Brian," and the other guy's name, which I'm not gonna say, obviously. But he was like, "Brian, what are you doing?" And for some reason, when I looked, my knees like I don't know like how I rotated my body, but my knees like kind of like fucking like fell off or some shit. Like both of my knees like think about it like this, like they popped out like I feel like this. Like think of this my knee right here. Like, this is where it's supposed to be at. I felt like my right one got shifted to my right, and the other one got shifted to his left. So it was like my right one like out of the socket and got pulled back, and the other one pulled back as well. So I was like, oh, both my knees. I fell to the ground. Everyone stuck around me, and like they always thought I was like, like what the fuck? Did Brian just trip out of nowhere? And I was like, they were like, Brian, get up. And I was like, I can't get up. They're like, what do you mean? So me on the ground like for like 5 minutes. Someone got a wheelchair. So they brought me to the nurse room, if that's the correct word, yeah, nurse room. And she was like, oh, I want to check. And it was like swollen up my left and right knee, but my right knee was swollen up more. So when I went to the clinic center later that day, I want to believe, I got sent home with my mom. But me getting sent home, my mom was like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? I told the story and all that stuff. But she was like, this is not normal. So I went to the clinic, and like, oh shit, what the fuck? You have to wear a brace. And I guess they weren't really worried about my left knee, more like just my right knee the whole time. So I basically had I forgot what I had. Oh, I had a big white cast. If I remember, I'll try to find a picture and just edit it and put it on it. Like it should be like rough, like I don't know. I'll put it just in the gameplay. Matter of fact, like around, over here, over here, like around over here. So, it's like me in my mom's basement with a little big white cast. And then I wear crutches, and that happened in November. And then they're like, oh, you have to get surgery when I went to like some other place. So I was like, all right, unfortunately. And they're like, we don't have any available anytime soon. And then he came back around the doctor. He's like, oh wait, never mind. Someone canceled next month because apparently it takes like months to get a surgery for something. So he's like, all right, you have to do it on December 22nd. So I was like, damn, that's my mom's birthday, bro. So I was like, it's kind of gonna suck for my mom. Not really gonna suck for her, but like, she's gonna spend her birthday on like watching like her son get surgery and shit on his knee. So I got surgery on my right knee and all that stuff. Everything went good. It was kind of like a bitch like the first month because I was just in the crutches the whole time. And then to make it more worse, what's it called? That like the next month on January, I went to Texas on for vacation to see my family and all that stuff. And I had like this black, how would I say this? I'll pull up another picture around over here as well. Over here. It was like this big knee brace and all that stuff. I do like these certain exercises as well because I was in PT. It was like once a week. Oh my gosh, that shit got me sore. Like, and I kind of liked it because I tried my best. There be some exercises where they do jumping squats, but my left knee will kind of like someone's like were hurt, and it kind of sucked. And so ever since like. I went to Texas. I don't know why I jumped. Ignore the whole story. I went to Texas with my whole, what's it called, brace or some shit. it was funny because everyone's like, "Yo, Brian, what happened? What happened with this? What happened with that?" I'm like, man, I was like kind of embarrassed to tell the full story, like, because when I said I was getting like I was slapboxing someone, they're like, "Damn, bro, you got your ass whooped that badly that your knee gave up on you?" I'm like, "No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen like that." Nah, but I told them the true story. I believe it's been like 2 years, honestly, but that happened to my knee and shit, and it's been a problem with my left knee, like, because nothing serious. Like, I haven't had surgery for it yet. So, me being a plumber and doing construction, not like I'm doing service work or anything like that. And in case people don't know the difference between, like, new construction and service. Service is when you're, like, repairing someone's problem at their house. Like, they have a leak in water or they're in the drainage system. And then new construction is, like, everything's all new. So you're adding, like, pipe and all that stuff. And I remember one time when I was at, what's it called? A job. This is, like, 2-3 months in. Keep in mind, I'm, like, I'm 19 right now. But I started when I was 18. It was kind of a flex. I ain't gonna lie. They're like, Brian, you were a kid, blah, blah, this and that. But there'd be some old heads and all that. They'd be kind of annoying and shit. Not gonna name who because if my company finds out who my account on YouTube, they're like, oh, Brian, who is this, bro? Who you talking about? So, I ain't gonna even say names like that. But yeah, I remember I was like moving, like it's called it's like cast iron pipe. It's like this black pipe. I'll show another picture right here what it is. So this inch pipe, we had me and my coworker, we had it on this crate. We had like, I don't know, like, I want to say like fucking like 50 sticks of them. Maybe less, maybe like 30, 20 sticks. And we were trying to enter this doorway, and I was to the right of this cart, matter of fact. So he had to kind of move the pipe, not really towards me, but it was kind of just rotating. And that shit hit my left leg, like where my ankle was at. And for some reason, like when it hit my left leg, my knees like, they fucking, like how I moved, like it kind of like jiggled. I'm like, what the fuck? I kind of stood still, like, shocked, like, am I okay? And he was like, hey, Brian, you good? I'm good. I'm like, yeah, man. I just told him like, oh yeah, my knee's been having problems and shit like that. And he's like, oh man, I hope you're okay. So that was like the first incident where I was kind of worried about. I'm like, oh shit, what if my knee gets that? And every times where a lot of times in construction where you have to kind of like to kneel down, which I kind of stopped doing it. But not only because of my knee, because I don't want to fucking destroy my knees in the long run. But I try my best not to kneel down. If I'm going to kneel down and I know I'm going to do it, like for like a lot of the day, I have like knee pads or like this foam knee pad. But I haven't bought personally. Yeah, I might buy it soon because, what's it called? It could be very useful. People might call me a little wussy for that, but I care about my life and shit like that. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about with my career in plumbing. Like just my knees, like what's it called, giving up on me and shit like that. Cause like if it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna be able to work and shit. And thankfully, I'm like blessed right now. I'm in a position where I live with my parents and all that stuff. As of right now, my dad's not making me do like pay rent, all this stuff. Like today, I paid for the bill, the Wi-Fi because I wanted to play games. It's kind of fucked up, but my dad's been going through some financial problems. Like, he hasn't been getting a lot of work. So I was like, me saving all this money I have saved right now since I started working there, I've been putting like a certain amount of dollars. And I just have stuff in my checkings account where like I just kind of spend it myself. So I was like, yeah, I'm kind of paying it just for my games. And I'm not really the one in the house that really, what's it called, uses the Wi-Fi the most. Hold up. I'm going to grab my water. It's like right here in my bed. But yeah, how would I say this? I was like, let me be a good son, pay for the Wi-Fi. And if he's like, hey Brian, can you pay for the Wi-Fi? Me honestly, it wouldn't be a big problem and all that stuff, because I want to be a good son. My dad, he isn't the person to say that. He's not gonna force me to pay like bills and shit like that. I feel like my dad's just too much of a nice person. Like my brothers, they lived here to like one lived here to like. They were 22. The other one lived here like when he's 21 because he bought his own house and shit like that. Go him, bro. I want to do that too eventually, but I don't have the money for it yet. Like I might be saving money, but I don't know. Like I low key, want to save my money, but actually I am saving my money. Not low key, I want to save my money. But what's it called? I was saving my money and shit, and I want to buy myself a car, but I don't know what kind of car I will like to buy. Like, I like to buy a little fast, reliable. But me, honestly, I don't really care about like a lot about the motor and all that stuff, like speed, performance. I just care about like the aesthetic look, honestly, on the car, like how what's it called, how cool it looks like and all that shit. Like I've been looking at not BRs, yeah, fake no, not BRZs, but a GR86, but that thing's like 30, like 25K in the low, and like to 30K, which is a lot in my opinion on it. That's like big money right there. I don't know if it'd be a bad financial situation where I'm like, damn, I really spent a lot like the money I saved just for this car, because I feel like my car's gonna give up on me one day. Because like I bought off of Facebook Marketplace like 150 miles. Right now it's like 175 miles, like K, like thousands. And I love my car honestly. If I can find a picture, cause I can't find a picture. I'll put one right here as well. My car, it's a Nissan Maxima, and before I wouldn't say it's all fucked, but everything was different with my car initially. Like it had like a black hood at first. The top was always, I think they painted that black because when you get a closer look, you know, you can see that's it was painted. And in high school, I was in this auto collision class where I went to paint and shit like that, paint, repair cars, and at the end of the day, you know, I received something from it. Like I guess I learned something because I was able to fix my car, like all the dents, repainting some shit because of my passenger door. It was keyed beforehand. I don't know if I have a picture of it. If I do, I'll have it right here as well. And now I have my car. I fixed that. I have pictures of it while I was fixing it, like while I was in the shop and all that stuff. But before I started painting my car again, because that was my senior year, and I entered that my junior year. But I was working at this one shop during my senior year, where apparently I was an intern. Though I was not an intern. But yeah, I was working at the shop and all that stuff. And at first, you know, it seemed like they were interested in me. Like I guess I had to start washing cars because, you know, I guess that's just how it's done. So it's like, all right, I wouldn't mind just being for like a couple of months. Keep in mind that a couple of months. They said like that. I want to believe like the first 2 months, like I was just there strictly washing cars, and there'd be times where I guess they need help. Like I guess and paint prep mean like we sand it down, like basically all the steps you would do before it gets painted. So I was there. At first I'm like, let's go, like, you know, I was hype about it because I was like, I'm actually doing something that, you know, I low key enjoy and shit like that. And after a while, I liked it, man. But like they be giving some bitch ass tasks sometimes, where like I remember this one time, I was washing cars, but we had like a original detailer, because when I initially joined, that detailer he got retired, so another guy stepped up, or he didn't really step up, he kind of stepped down. Matter of fact, he stepped down and he became the detailer. But there be times where you had like no cars ready to be washed, so I remember I had to go there, and I had to, you know, sand, like it was primed, like this Corvette bumper, and like I spent like fucking 4 hours. It shouldn't have took that long. It should have took like an hour and a half or 2 hours. But it was like these weird angles that had like all these curves and all that shit. And oh my gosh, that sucks. I don't know if it was supposed to take that long either way, or like I don't know if it was supposed to be done in a shorter span of time. But after I finished, or I was getting close to finish, one of the guys were like, "Oh yeah, this lady, the only lady in that shop, was supposed to do it, but I guess she just made you do it without telling you, because I guess they all made a deal with each other, like, all right, whoever loses in this game has to stand this part, and she was supposed to do it, but I guess I got sent over there because they needed help. They didn't realize they didn't need help. It was just, I guess, like if I messed up on something over there, it was like all before paint, so he was just able to do it, or I guess they were able to work on it and just fix it. The painter could just fix it, or he could just paint it basically, and. So I remember I was there, and she told me like, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to do it, but you know, since you were here, I was like, might as well have you do something." I looked, you know, I thought in my head, I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I'm like, I don't care, cause you know, it's the experience, blah blah this and that. But over time, I low-key just disliked it, bro. I don't know if I just disliked it in general, cause like, me personally, you know, I'm not really a talkative guy, which is something I have to work on, honestly. Because I don't know how people like are able to relate to me, because, you know, kind of a lot what I do, you know, kind of like a fucking loner right now. I kind of stay home a lot and just fucking play games and shit, you know, just be on my PC all the time. Not really a lot of people know that. I guess I'm a genuine kid. Like, I don't do any bad shit, you know. Call me fucking boring, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, it's kind of who I am. So I was able to relate to people that are like, oh yeah, I was drinking this, I was drinking that. Like, I don't think it's people who are drinking and shit, but I just generally, you know, never thought of like, oh, let me just do that. It's like really enjoying and shit like that. But, you know, I really wasn't, you know, I really have nothing against it. But yeah, over time, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna make you do this, bro. We're gonna make you do that. But no, none of this shit happened. At a certain point, I just became the detailer. Cause all right, let me break it down to you how it happened. So there's like a first semester and second semester of school, right? So the first semester, I was in this program with my school, where it was like this. For 2 weeks, I would go to work, it's full time and all that stuff. And the other 2 weeks, I would go back to school, but I wouldn't be working. Cause how it was is like me and my other friend, who I don't know if we're friends now because we haven't texted since we graduated. You know, I hope he's doing all good. Apparently, he's supposed to be in a different state right now. I don't know anything about him. I don't follow him on any socials because he was like blah 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 blah. I don't follow him on my socials, blah blah blah. I'll be like, yo, why aren't you following me and shit? Like he's like, hey, blah 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 blah. Like he just be fucking around. I was like, I don't really know you like that, bro. I don't really know you like that. So I was like, all right, I don't really care. But he told me all that stuff junior year, so I was like, I'm not really gonna be like on his ass about it. So whenever I went to work, he'll be in school. Whenever I was in school, he'll be at work. But then at a certain moment, like I was pissed at the job, and I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not coming in. Okay, let me go a bit more back. So at a certain point, I guess the owner got used to us coming in to work after school. We got out of school like around like 2 o'clock. That was like you only left early because of that program. Like you were to leave, so I guess he wanted us to pull up after work or after school. My bad. So like for 2 weeks, I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm at school. I ain't pulling up to work at all. Fuck that shit, bro. Because all I'm gonna be doing is just washing cars. I was so over it. This was like October, no September. Actually, I want to say October, maybe November. Matter of fact, I don't remember that well because it's been like almost a year and a half. I want to say a year and a half actually. More like a year and a quarter. But yeah, I was like, man, fuck that shit. So time flew by. The guy texted me like, "Yo, why aren't you gonna pull up?" I'm like, "Oh man, I ain't feeling blah 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 this and that." That guy, meaning like my classmate who was in that program as well. So after 2 weeks, I just pulled up, and they're like, "Oh, Brian, you're here!" Like, what? Brian, you're here? Because like every day they always have a meeting at 9 o'clock at the shop. And they're like, "Oh, Brian, you're here." I thought some guy was like, "I thought you quit, Brian." I was like, "Oh, nah, man, I just didn't feel like coming because I said, oh my stomach hurt," or I just made some bullshit excuse, and I guess they all fell for it. So ever since that, I was like, I low-key feel bad, so I'm gonna start coming in. And then I started coming in like after school and shit like that, and everything was all good until the half the year was coming by. That's the first semester was about to be over, so it was gonna be what's it called? It was like around December, so there's like winter break. So during winter break, it was me and the other guy. We were both working because we didn't have school, so we're like, might as well just both of us be working. And the shit that pissed me off the most is that whenever we did that, the owner will always have the other guy, like be doing other stuff, trying out new stuff, and like I always be stuck. I guess you can call me I'm fucking the detailer junior right there, because like I guess my boss, he was always cleaning the cars, and I was like, I already noticed that this company, at the end of the day, if it's up to me and him, they're gonna accept him. I think because they noticed that after like the months, I was always stuck washing cars, so I just lost interest in just doing that. And, nothing wrong with them because the other guy seemed like he was way more interested in doing that, and I already knew what I was gonna do by the half of the year. Because beforehand, I always used to talk to my brother like how, man, I don't really like this shit because bro, all I'm doing is washing cars. And keep in mind, I fucking hate washing my own car nowadays because of fucking that job. That shit fucking ruined my, like, damn, I love washing my car and shit. So fuck that job. Not really fuck that job. Actually, I kind of low-key like that job. I just didn't like fucking washing cars all day, bro. It was boring as fuck, especially during the cold. Oh my gosh, because like it was AC there, so I'll be in a AC controlled environment. I had to go outside. I'm like, oh, I have to wait for this car to heat up, man. I'm like freezing, and I didn't like have like the best equipment. Like I didn't have like what's it called, insulated pants or anything like that. It was like freezing. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So. And it was bad because I remember I came home every day. My shoes were fucking wet because I was washing cars all day. My feet stank. My mom always commented on me like, "Oh, bro, you smell like shit," because my feet stink like shit. Not like me, because I honestly I take showers every day and I put deodorant. So if you smell bad with doing that, something's wrong with you. Kidding, nothing's wrong with anyone. But oops. So yeah, I got pissed. I'm like, they fucking like him a bit more. Maybe because he was talkative more than me, so he was able to like kind of talk his way with the owner, like get in his head and shit like that. I don't know how he is personally, because I only knew my work and what's it called? Oh, okay, I kind of fucked up right there. All right, so sorry about that, guys. So like since it was December, me and my brother were talking. Like I told him like I don't really like this job because all I'm doing is kind of washing cartons, bullshit. So he was like, "Hey, bro, why don't you just join the trades?" Because I already knew I wasn't gonna go to college, or I didn't know what I was gonna do in college. And not gonna lie, I didn't like doing schoolwork and shit like that. Loki just found that shit boring. So I was like, yeah, I might as well join the trades. Join something new. My three options were electrician, a plumber, or HVAC HVAC guy. Like people do with like air conditionings and all that stuff. Because I didn't want to be a framer. Whew. I ain't trying, or just a carpenter. I ain't trying to carry all that heavy ass fucking shit like drywall. I'm telling you, but people who do drywall, they're on something. Unless they're Hispanic, then unfortunately that's the only option they have. Nothing against them. I love all my Hispanics that are doing all that shit. I love everyone who's doing carpenters and all that shit, like all the heavy work. All respect to them. I know there's like other jobs that are heavy work, but I can't really think about them on the top of my head. And it's not like I prefer it. Like I prefer like carpenters. So I was like, he's like, just do plumbing. So it's like I already in my mind decided like I'm gonna do plumbing after like school's over. So I'm like, alright, fuck this shit and all that stuff. So a couple months go by. I told one of the people, the estimators. He was like, "So hey, bro, you still gonna be here after school?" And I was like, "I don't know. I might decide to just being a plumber." And I guess since I told him that beforehand, and I guess I told other people around the shop like, "Oh yeah, I look into plumbing. It's kind of interesting." I think word got spread along the whole shop, and I guess the owner might have heard of it, but he didn't really tell me anything. So I guess they all figured that I wasn't gonna commit to this, while the other guy was. So I guess they gave him more priority. At the end of the day, like they gave him opportunities where he was able to do body work, fixing up dents and all that stuff. And I noticed I'm like, it's whatever. At first I used to care, but now I don't because I already know where I'm gonna be at after school's over. So after the first semester ended, I'm back to that part. I was telling you how I used to work 2 weeks out. I remember I told my boss because I already had all my credits. I think all I needed to do was just English online. I want to believe it. I think the only thing I had to do with English online because I was a smart kid and I did math. I did math as an 8th grader, so I already had all my 8 credits and all that shit. So I was just doing the bare minimum just to graduate. So I remember by the second semester, I just took English online, and I just basically kind of worked full time at the shop because usually that's the second option, or I guess that's like the first option at my school, where you do all your all your classes at school, and then after that you go straight to work. But since for me, the only class I had to do was English, and that was online, I kind of just went to work in the morning like normal, and then on Wednesdays, this is mandatory on like in our school. If you were to do like that part of the program, you had to show up to your whatever you went in for, like studying. For me, it was audit, collision repair, so I had to go on Wednesdays. For me, for seniors, it was like 12:20 to 2:50. Man, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'm low-key missed that. Like, I miss my friends that had that shit. Like, cause school is like one of my places where like you can just pull up, and you're able to like just communicate with everyone there. Like, everyone just hung out with each other because I guess we were all forced to be there. But it was just fun and all that stuff, and that's the one thing I miss. Being able to just to hang out with people like that. Cause now I just hang out with the same people every day, but every weekend. It's cool and all, but sometimes it gets boring. I want to hang out with other people and all that stuff. Just have some fun and shit like that. But we're always like, yeah, let's hang out. And not saying my friends are boring, but trying out new things. I love doing that. I love trying out new things. So that's why I'm doing this. Just talking about my life or past experience. But yeah, I missed that time. So I remember like February, March, I remember I started talking to him like, hey, you think it's possible if I quit? He's like, I can work on my car here. He's like, hey, fucking go for it, man. I don't know if cussing like is gonna give me like monetized or something, anything like that. If it does, then I'm sorry. Alright, fuck, I missed. But yeah, I remember I told him about that and shit. He's like, yeah, you should do it. So I remember in April, like I don't know, like first week, second week of April. No, I think it's like the first week of April. I told him. I was like, all right. By the way, just to let you know, I'm quitting next week. He's like, usually people give us a 2 week notice, and I was like, yeah, but like, I want to work on my car, this and that, and I guess he understood it, because I already had planned out how I was gonna say with my teacher, because he helped me out. It's like, I want to give him a 1 week notice, because I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to work on my whole car within, like, if I give him a 2 week notice. He was like, just tell me you want to work on your car. And so I told him about that, how I want to work on my car and fix it. You know, thanks to the skills that I learned at this shop. I didn't learn shit about it at his shop. More like, actually, I learned a little, like paint prepping and all that stuff. You know, I learned a lot of that. But body work, fuck no. I learned like jack shit. Me explain this, I just remember hella shit now. But I was like in my head, I'm like, fuck, I ain't remember shit from here. But you know, nothing against the shop. It was because I guess I just need someone to wash cars in the. I guess I was the perfect role for that. I would never wash cars again though. That's a career. It pissed me off, bro. I'd rather work at a retail store because I was getting paid $14 an hour. My friend at Target was getting paid $15.50, I think, around the time $15. And I had to kind of lie. I'm like, oh yeah, I was getting paid $17 an hour. Yeah. I'm like, I was working on cars. I was washing cars, bro. I felt ashamed of doing that, bro. I know some people who do that as a business, but they get money for doing it as a business. You know, washing cars and shit. I was getting paid $14 an hour. And they weren't, I guess they weren't hurrying me, but sometimes they're like, oh, we need this car out by today. And like, I'm like, fuck, bro. I had to kind of hurry my ass up. And I'm like, fuck this shit, man. So that's when I kind of quit after a week. He basically, yeah, when I was in his office, he was like telling me like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do after this? So like, what are you gonna do after your high school? So I was like, oh, I'm gonna become a plumber. This guy had the audacity to say, I don't know if he was being racist or not. I don't think he was. He was like, oh, are you gonna like, is it like your dad's business? I was like, in my head, I'm like, what? Just because I'm Hispanic, you automatically think I'm gonna work in my dad's business. Keep in mind, there's not a lot of Hispanic plumbers that I know of. From one of the old heads where I work at, they're like, hey, bro, you're the second Mexican. I think he said Mexican, but I don't know if he means Hispanics in general or Mexican. But he's like, hey, you're the second Mexican that's seen as a plumber ever since I started doing plumbing. I think this guy's been doing plumbing for like 20 years now. This guy's been plumbing more than I've been alive. It's kind of crazy. I remember I was at work one time. This another guy. He was like pissed. He's like, my fucking god, blah blah. He's like, Brian, you know what's crazy, Brian? I've been plumbing more than you've been alive. I'm like, odd flex, but okay. Because everyone has like their own characteristics on my fucking job. Nothing against them, all that shit. Because I'm just trying to learn the most I can. Because I guess plumbing's like my plan B. Not like I want to make that shit my whole career. I want to like make my career like just do whatever I want. But back to the story. I quit my job and I fixed up my car and all that stuff. I was, grateful. I'm like, oh, damn, all this work, like everything I learned, it all paid off. I think this guy, like, I didn't pay for any equipment. The only thing I had to pay for was just the paint, which I think it came in total like $450. Just keep in mind, I was repainting my whole car besides the rooftop. All for $450. I'm like, damn, this is a fucking steal. I didn't pay for nothing, just the paint. So after I painted, I'm like, damn, she looks amazing, bro. I was like, a little hype of myself. I was like, woohoo. And now my car is all beautiful now. Or not right now because it's snowing and it looks like dog shit right now. If I have a picture, I'll take one tomorrow morning if I remember or not when I'm editing this video. It's like all dirty because all the fucking salt because it was snowing. I had like a bad snowstorm on Monday, man. I'm on the way to work. Everything was going all good. Like I was like, when I had to like turn left on intersections, my car would not move. Like my car is not meant for this shit. So I remember how I was like, I'm so thankful about that ride to work and I don't have to I don't have to push my car out like any holes and shit like that. But I remember I went to the Plaza parking lot. I was about to turn left. My car got stuck in the middle of the road. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, yo, there's like everyone's around me. So I was already pissed off. Like, oh my gosh. Like, so thankfully I pushed my car and it got out. So I was like, all right, I have momentum. I'm not stopping this car now until I get closer. And then I remember I went to this one spot. I was like, should I park here? But no, I'm a bit too far. So I was like, I'm going to gamble this. I'm going to park closer. Like, not even halfway, like a quarter way me going down the parking lot. Bro, my car got stuck again. And I tried to push it, like, trying to push and shit. Like, this shit is not, like, this thing is not moving, bro, at all. So, I was like, fuck this shit. I'm putting my car in reverse. And, thankfully, it went back to, like, a parking spot. And keep in mind, like, around this whole time, there was, like, trucks, pushing on the snow. And I was like, hey, maybe one of these people with the trucks would be nice. No, they ain't move for shit. Because knowing them during the AC, they're like, I ain't trying to get out right now, bro. It's too cold. I think it was like 10 degrees and I was outside. My hands were freezing, man. Because I didn't have anything prepped. Because right now I'm working inside. You know, thankfully this year I am. I'm this winter. So I don't have to worry about the coldness and all that stuff. So, yeah, I was working inside. So I guess I arrived 20 minutes late. So my other coworker's like, hey, bro, what happened, man? You never were late. I'm like, my car got stuck, bro. He's like, ah, man, it's all good, bro. He's like, one of my coworkers like, hey, bro, you should buy a truck. I'm like, yeah, trucks are cool. In my head, I was like, yeah, they're cool, but like, it's a lot of money on gas, bro. And if I'm not doing a lot of side work, like, you know, having pipe and shit, why the fuck would I waste my money on that? You know, I like trucks though, so I have nothing against that either way. But yeah, I remember it was like it sucked. I'm like, damn, my car got fucking stuck. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. I just jumped from topic to topic to topic. Something about me. But after I graduated, I was like, you know, happy. I had my car and all that shit. And life is kind of different after you graduate, because not like a week afterwards, I started doing plumbing. Because I already was in contact with them, like me, throughout like May. So while I was paying my car, because I had no job, I was like jobless for like a month. Like after I quit that job, but I was like, the house considered that the most fun part of my life, or like the best. You know, funness isn't the word, but it was like the most funnest part of my life. Not having to go to work and just, you know, I guess my only work was working on my car, but I can come in late whenever I wanted to because I only had to be there around till 12 to 3, but I always pulled up to like 7:58 to like 3. And I liked it because I was just vibing my own. Teacher wasn't like annoying me or anything like that because he had to deal with all the other students. So I just put my music in and started working on my car. I already kind of knew the concept of what to do and shit. And whenever I had questions, I just told him. He was like, "Oh yeah, you just do this and stuff like that." It was a fun time. I remember like I had some friends junior class because it was like he was a senior, but if you're a senior, you're able to like still join, you know, like the technical program I was in, or the vocational school. That's the word, yeah, vocational school. So he was able to join that, but he was a senior, so but he was in the first year class, and I always saw him, and I was like, say what's up to him and shit like that. It was fun, like for like the first week because I was new there. He's like, oh, let's go out here to eat, let's go out there, let's go out here, blah blah this and that. So it was just fun and shit like that. And then I hung with my friends after school, bro. I was like jobless. Oh, it was an amazing time. I was unemployed, basically, guys. Unemployed, but it was an amazing time. I loved it all. But 7:40. I've been recording for roughly like 40 minutes. Time passes by, and I've been kind of practicing or shit like that. But and I just have Valorant gameplay in the background because I'm going to get better at Valorant as well. Alright, I missed like 3 times right there. But honestly, it was like, you know, just fun. And I feel like it's just something I can just start on YouTube, you know. Just to post something. My first ever video, I guess you could say that, about myself. But honestly, it was a great day. I have work tomorrow, which I don't want to go to work and shit like that. I don't really want to go to work. It's not like I dislike it or anything like that. It's just I hate waking up at 5 a.m. I hate working at 9 to 5. I never want to work at 9 to 5 in my life. I never want to. I want to wait to just have another way to just earn money, but me just being home. Like, I know there's remote jobs, but fuck that. I ain't trying to do a remote job. I'd rather just do this Craig content and just, even if I don't get a lot of money, if it's just like, you know, livable, like, how does this? Just to, like, you know, be able to feed myself, have like a little bit extra money, and just be able to have my own crib. I will prefer that, because it seems like something, you know, I genuinely love. It's like I'm forcing myself to do this. Like, I just want to do this because, you know, just why not? Try something new. That's like a dream come true. Matter of fact, I had a dream the other day where, like, for some reason I was with my coworker. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why. He's like, this guy's like 50 years old. I'm like, hold on. Sounds kind of crazy. But I remember I was just in a roller coaster. For some reason, we get like, I don't know if it was a roller coaster. It was like kind of like a slingshot. But there was like 50 people. And I guess we were all tucked up. And I remember in this dream, I was closing my eyes. I was sleeping. And I get flung off. Whoa! And I land on the ground. And I looked up. I'm like, I didn't feel any pain because I've never been through that situation like that. I looked around like, what is this? Like, what's going on? And shit like that. And I remember I just passed out. and I woke up. I'm in a random neighborhood now. I'm like walking around like, I remember I took this delivery driver and shit like that. He was like, oh yeah, this and that. He just told me about his life. I honestly don't remember. It's been like roughly like a week since this dream happened. So after this dream, after that part of like me talking to him, I remember I was driving in a car. I don't know what kind of car it was, but then after that, I just woke up and I think I had to get ready for work. I'm like, damn, like what's going on? It's like 4:30. Sometimes I'm blessed and I wake up earlier than I have to, you know. And it sucks because I don't feel as tired, but the moment I'm like on the car, I'm like, oh my god, I'm tired. Like I don't want to work. I don't, because like I said earlier, I don't want to work for the rest of my life, or I guess have a 9 to 5 job for my life. If this, hopefully, if you know God permits me, if this becomes my quote unquote job, meaning like this is my only way to receive money from like my revenue of money, then I want to consider this a job, which is kind of consider this a hobby that I somehow just earn money for. So yeah. So honestly, I feel like I talked enough today. I'm gonna have another video coming out. Or I don't know when, probably just weekly uploads. Probably more frequent. I don't know. I just want to see how this pops off and shit like that. I'm not gonna give up because you know at the end of the day, what's it called? Frequency. Oh, consistency. That's the word. That's the most important part. My video is gonna blow up overnight. It might happen a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. The moment, like I said, I'm gonna give up anything. It's never too late to even give up my goals. I'm 19. I feel like I'm a little too late, but in reality, I feel like I'm just really early, which I'm happy about. I've been early in all this shit because you know. Rather be doing it now than ever. But I have like more stories to tell you guys, but that's for like other uploads. So I don't know what the title of this video. I'm probably gonna be titling it. I hate waking up to go to work, but fuck, I don't know. I don't think about the title, but this will be it for the what's it called? Today's video, honestly. I really just talked a lot, honestly, like that. But I had some practice in just tracking them today. And me just going around these bots, the heads. So I wouldn't mind that. So honestly, that's it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Matter of fact, if you guys did, you know, subscribe or like. You know, that would greatly mean a lot to me because I think we have like, let's pull my. I don't know how much followers I have on YouTube. Oh, you can't really see it, but right now, let's see. View my channel. I think I have 2 subscribers. Matter of fact. Oh, I need what's it called? Hide some videos and shit like that. But not like I have anything against it. But I'm gonna snoo me. I have 2 subscribers now. So let's see this. You know. If I receive any subscribers, if I don't, at the end of the day, it's not a big problem to me. I'm just, you know, just kind of creating these videos because it's fun. Just talking about my life and all that stuff. But, how would I say this? I really hope at the end of the day that if this becomes my job, I will be happy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, though. So, that's it, honestly.